Hello. So today we're going to finish up Mercy Watson. I hope you've enjoyed it. I really have. I can't wait to read the next book. So let's read these two chapters and then we'll talk a little bit about the author and illustrator. All right, so chapter 11. Remember when we left off yesterday, Mrs. Watson had just invited everybody for breakfast. In the Watsons' house, around the Watsons' kitchen table, sat Eugenia Lincoln and Baby Lincoln and Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Ned and Lorenzo. And Mercy, of course. She was at the head of the table in the seat of honor. And in front of her, on her favorite blue plate, was a very tall stack. What do you think? What was on the plate? A stack of hot, buttered toast. A toast to Mercy, said Mr. Watson, holding up a glass of orange juice. A toast to our darling, our dear, said Mrs. Watson. A toast to Mercy, said Baby. And look around the table. Can you guys see everybody? There's one person who doesn't look as happy as the rest. Who is that? Yup, Eugenia. She is still not so excited. In my opinion, said Eugenia, pigs should not be toasted. In my opinion, pigs do not belong at the kitchen table. To our hero, said Mr. Watson, where would we be without Mercy? Yes, said Mrs. Watson, who would have saved us? I can't imagine, said Ned. Me neither, said Lorenzo, and they all clinked their glasses. And Mercy had another piece of toast. Chapter 12. Outside the Watsons' house, the sun was rising. First, the sun was red, and then it was orange. It rose higher and higher. Inside the Watsons' house, Mercy was lying on the couch. She was getting ready to take a nap. That sounds like an excellent idea. I may have to take a nap today. You should too. Bright, bright is the morning sun, said Mr. and Mrs. Watson, but brighter still is our porcine wonder. Mercy smiled. She closed her eyes. She was asleep before Mr. and Mrs. Watson even finished their song. She looks happy. All right, so that is the end of that book, and I cannot wait to start the next book in this series about Mercy Watson. She's a fun character, and I want to follow along and see what she gets into. Let's see if we can read a little bit about the author and learn a little bit about her. I really enjoyed this story. So, Kate DiCamillo is the world-renowned author of numerous books, including The Tale of Despereaux and Flora and Ulysses. And both of those books won Newbery medals. And guys, that is an honor. I know that we've looked at Caldecott medals before on picture books that we've read, but a Newbery is awarded to a chapter book. So those are some chapter books that she's written. Let's see. This is what she says about the book Mercy Watson to the Rescue. She says, Mercy Watson had been in my head for a long time, but I couldn't figure out how to tell her story. One day, my friend Allison was going on and on and on about the many virtues of toast. As I listened to her, I could see Mercy nodding in agreement. Sometimes you don't truly understand a character until you know what she loves above all else. So when she heard her friend talking about the toast, she thought, oh, that would be great for Mercy. So that's pretty interesting. And then the illustrator is Chris Van Dusen, and he has illustrated a lot of books. And here's what he said about Mercy Watson. He said, when I first read Mercy Watson to the Rescue, the characters were very vivid in my mind, and they just came to life when I started painting. This is exactly the type of story I love to illustrate, a wonderfully silly adventure with lots of action. So I think that that's really fun because he made the characters' faces really come alive, and he painted all of these pictures, so that's pretty cool too. Here's a picture that you can tell exactly how she's feeling based on her face. This is Baby's face, right? And she was feeling in that moment really shocked and surprised. Can you see that? Can you guys make a shocked face? All right. So this is a great book. I can't wait to read the next book next week. And I hope you have an awesome day and a great rest of your weekend.